just waiting for our colleague to hop onto Zoom and then we'll begin the meeting. We're waiting for Nick, yes. On your calendar for lunch next Wednesday. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Board of Directors for the School District for the City of Allentown for today, February 24th, 2022. Prior to tonight's meeting, an executive session was held to discuss confidential and legal matters. As always, the board welcomes and invites public comment. You may address the board on agenda and/or non-agenda items. The first opportunity for comments at the beginning of the meeting is limited to agenda items only. If you choose to address the board, please fill out a comment card, which is located at the podium by the door, and hand it to Deputy Superintendent Ramos, who's holding up her hand. Once recognized, please come to the podium, state your name and city of record for the record, sorry, and kindly limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Mr. Secretary, can we please have the roll?
Ms. Brown. Ms. Conover. Ms. Harris.
Here.
Ms. Matheson. Mr. Miller.
Here.
Ms. Ortiz.
Here.
Mr. Palmer.
Present.
Mr. Thiel.
Here.
Ms. Wilk.
Here.
9 board members present.
Thank you. If you all could please join me for a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I just want to, it's my opportunity for remarks, and I just want to welcome everybody to the board meeting this evening. It's nice to see so many people here. I will yield the rest of my time to Dr. Stanford.
Thank you, Madam President and members of the board. As you all know, the safety and well-being of our students and team members in our buildings is my #1 priority. We have to make sure that our places of business and learning are safe, secure, inspirational, and nurturing environments. We have to make sure that we honor, respect, and love each other as human beings as an important value of our district. The only way to achieve this type of environment for our students and team members is to focus on the culture and climate of every last building across the district. As you have heard me say on time and time again, and quoting Peter Drucker, culture eats strategy for breakfast. Culture and climate are the heart of an organization. The people, let me say that again, the people are the lifeblood. We have to focus on building strong and durable relationships with each other in order to achieve the success our students deserve and need from us as the adults. As a result of these beliefs, I've asked the team, the administrative team, to work on the development of a safety and wellness awareness and celebration campaign throughout the month of March. On March the 1st, the district will launch Students for Change, a contest to invite middle and high school students to submit proposals outlining how they would make their schools safer together. There are a lot of details with this project that we are working on, but we are very excited to be able to share more information with you next week. Additionally, the week of March the 14th through the 18th is National Say Something Week. Allentown School District will participate in this National Week of Awareness, which is focused on adults and students becoming more aware of each other's well-being by creating an aligned and seamless system of social emotional learning, instruction, and programming during this week. We will also focus on bringing greater awareness to saying something when we see each other struggling with a safety or wellness issue. Schools and team members will also engage students in activities during the week to celebrate and improve the culture and climate of our buildings in order to create a safer, more secure, inspirational, and nurturing environment for all adults and students in that building. Also in March, our Student Services Office will administer the Pennsylvania School Climate Survey. This survey is designed to provide schools with formative and substantive climate data for use with needs assessments, program development, and short and long-term planning. The domains measured by the surveys include social emotional learning, student support, and safe and respectful school climate. Although the above items start in March, there are some things already underway, including a couple of governance level items for you all as Board of Directors. First, we are taking steps to better secure our middle and high schools with some additional technology and other safety features that will be very, very valuable to our school administrative teams in order to create those safer and secure learning environments. Second, on tonight's agenda, you will see a request to approve a vendor contract to conduct safety audits at all of our schools across the district. Third, looking ahead to the next regular board meeting in March, it is our intent as an administration to have a behavioral health vendor contract for your review and vote to provide more services in our schools. As many of you know, I have had the pleasure of holding parent focus groups and student focus groups over the last couple of weeks. And I can tell you that the number one issue in these meetings with our parents and students has been mental health issues that our students and families are experiencing, all across the district. This is just the beginning of our efforts and focus on bringing greater attention to the safety and wellness of our students and team members. My final comment is to update you on our partnership with LCTI. At our last meeting, there were some questions and concerns raised about our partnership with LCTI. In a conversation with Dr. Rushton, he requested that we share with him our list of issues and concerns. I will be working with you all over the next couple of days to create the list of issues and concerns to share with Dr. Rushton in the very near future. He has already said to me that he is willing to work with us on our issues and concerns. He is committed to working with me, and I am committed to working with him to make sure that we are providing our students the opportunities that are available at LCTI. Together, I know he and I can make sure that our partnership continues to grow and thrive for the benefit of all Allentown School District students who want that opportunity at LCTI. I will definitely keep you all up to date on our progress on both topics as we move forward. Madam President, that concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Stanford. At this time, we'll take public comment on agenda items. And if I could just remind everyone, when you come to when your name is called, please come to the podium, state your name and city of residence for the record, and then kindly limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Mr. Secretary.
Sharon Billington.
Sharon Billington, Chew Street in Allentown. For years, ASD has been talking the talk about diversifying our workforce. Unfortunately, now that we have numerous openings that would encourage this hiring to occur, the teacher working conditions are limiting it from actually happening. With other school districts also looking to diversify and paying upwards of $20,000 or more per year to start, why would a person of any color want to work in Allentown? ASD teachers were never the highest paid, but in years past, they came because they got a good benefit and retirement package. That was the hook. Then most grew to love their schools and especially love their students. But that hook has been whittled away with until there is no longer any incentive. In order to compete and give our kids the high quality education they deserve, and we have to have the backs of our current and future teachers and staff. We have to have contracts, long-term contracts in place. We may not be able to pay the same salaries as other districts, but we can support our teachers in other ways. Because when a teacher feels supported, that support is immediately transferred to the student and to the student's family. Instead of demanding more of our teachers by crowding the classrooms, taking away their prep time, constantly changing curriculums, and dealing with safety, security, and comfort concerns in buildings, and perpetuating the poor communication that exists between admin and the rank and file, we need to show that teachers are valued every day. That is the message that needs to go out, not the lower pay. We cannot hire teachers that look like our students if there are no applicants willing to even apply. Additionally, numerous conversations over the past 6 years have encouraged that we must grow our own, but I have yet to see anything that emphasizes the teaching profession in past or current program of studies. Therefore, I challenge the board and the administration to develop a curriculum and courses that focus on teaching professions and to coordinate with LTRI-C and other local colleges to offer incentives to Allentown students to go into this professional pursuit. Our students learn by what they see. So let's show them how rewarding teaching can be and that the difference a teacher can make in a child's life and in their future. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sarah Jane Brace.
Sarah Jane Brace, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Good evening, board members. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Tonight in the superintendent's report, you are being asked to approve a book donation to Jefferson Elementary. I started with a goal of $500, and thanks to the community, we ended up being able to donate over $1,800 in books to the school. As you all know, COVID decimated our school libraries. To no fault of their own, kids took books home in March 2020, and they were lost, moved to new houses, new states, new countries, or misplaced, never to be seen again. These funds raised by board members, parents, teachers, and community members have allowed for over 100 books to be purchased to help replace some of the books lost. I wanted to make sure I was able to publicly thank everyone who donated to the fundraiser, shared it on Facebook, or told friends about it. And I need to give a special thanks to the Firefighters Union, who met our initial $500 goal with one simple donation. Thank you. The kids appreciate each and every one of you so much. These books are all being put into the Carolyn Miller book collection, so her love of reading can live on in Jefferson Elementary. Isaac is here to give a special collection of books to Mrs. Custer and Mrs. Kerbin. He picked these out with money given to him by friends of Miss Miller's at Christmas time. Many of the books purchased are filled with characters who look like our students, so they are represented in what they read. One of the books being given tonight is called Your Life Matters, which features African-American heroes, reminding kids that they are rooting for them. While the teacher in me would love to read this whole book to you, I'll just leave you with the final pages of the book. So rewrite those stars, child. Sketch your dreams high in the heavens. we are with you. And when the world feels upside down, we will remind you again and again, your life matters. Our children's lives matter in ASD. Miss Miller made every child know that their life mattered every single day they were in her classroom. She will be missed, but I know she's looking down on all of our Jefferson Stallions and saying, your life matters. I hope we can find a way to support all of our libraries like this donation supported Jefferson. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Alicia Ruthra.
Thank you. Alicia Ruthroff, North 9th Street in Allentown. Good evening. I would like to address the company that is being proposed as part, I believe 9.6 in the agenda to perform the comprehensive safety audit for the Allentown School District and the proposed plan for the audit. That company being Safe Havens International. I am asking for the school board to vote to at least table that part, that discussion, or vote no on it. I have read through their proposal and there are grave concerns. So this audit is supposed to be a comprehensive safety audit. It's supposed to be taking into account not only the physical safety of our students, but our students' mental well-being. And this company and their plan does not sufficiently address that, if they really address it at all. As I was reading through it, through their plan, the only thing that I was able to see on their proposal that directly addressed any mental health concern for our students is under the district-wide assessment, where they propose to evaluate suicide prevention and screening strategies. As someone who has suffered from clinical depression since she was a young kid, and in fact had my first thoughts of suicide at 10 years old, I can tell you that assessing, like, if they are only assessing suicide prevention, that's not a, I apologize, this is obviously an emotional topic for me. Suicidal thoughts don't pop out of nowhere. If you are intervening at that moment, you have not intervened soon enough. These thoughts develop over months, over years, periods of time where intervention both can and should happen. If Safe Haven International is only concerned in terms of mental health with how ASD is addressing suicide prevention, to be quite blunt, they're just asking if you've put a net under the bridge, not what you have done to prevent anyone from getting to the point of thinking about jumping. So I would really encourage the board to please vote to table this until they have had more time to review this company and ultimately go in another direction. Thank you. So really quick, I know, 10 seconds. Additionally, none of the staff that were mentioned in that bio had any training in any sort of mental or behavioral health. That's it. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
CC Gerlach.
Hello, my name is CC Gerlach, 109 South 9th Street, 18102. I'm here as a organizer for LVSU. I share Alicia's concerns with the audit company that was chosen. We were elated the last time we were here to find out that the next day that there was going to be a safety audit conducted. That's awesome. And then with just 24 hours notice, we were able to see what that company is. And I remember being there and getting those last minute documents, and it's not right. I can tell you across the street that doesn't happen. You get the information well in advance. You have time to read and plan and think. 24 hours to look at a document that is so important. School safety, the safety of our children, It's just unacceptable. So I would also urge members of the board to vote to table this item tonight so that you can actually look into it. You can call up some of the other school districts, see how it's going, if it's going well, if it's not going well. I mean, just with our network, we've been able to identify a couple of school districts that just demographically are completely different. Take Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's a very affluent school district, very few people of color, but yet they reference that as one of their school districts that they've worked with. So how many other districts are similar? You know, Philly's right around the corner. It'd be easy just to contact them and see how is it going? Do they have any regrets? I'd be interested to know what the specs on the RFP were for this specific bid. And as Alicia pointed out, the staff, 4 out of 5 come from a law enforcement background, which is awesome. If that's all you want is that perspective, but no counselors, no mental health perspectives. It's not holistic. And I appreciate the superintendent's comments about some of the other initiatives that are going to be happening. That's awesome. Perhaps when you all have that full picture written out, a strategic plan on how that all works together, perhaps then you come back and vote for this. But if right now it's all verbal and it's not like a comprehensive plan, all the wonderful things that the superintendent said, then perhaps don't vote for this tonight. Just wait until you see how it all fits together. So I would encourage the board and the administration to look at alternatives to see if there's a better company out there than this one. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharon Finnegan.
Hi, Sharon Finnegan, 299 Shantz Road, Allentown, 18104. And I just want to make sure that I'm speaking at the right time. This is about an issue discussed at the last meeting.
This time is for things that are on the agenda. So,
Yeah,
That's what I
the
thought.
graduation pathways.
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
So I'll start your time again.
All right, thank you. I would like to offer input on one of the pathways described as a graduation requirement at the last meeting. It was the one asking for volunteer hours. I'm not exactly sure what it was called. But some of the qualities I remember from the shared screen that was put up were discipline and empathy. And listening to the information presented, one of my first thoughts was about adults returning to college and the opportunity given to get credit for life experience. If you get credit for things you've already accomplished, you can skip certain courses and get your degree faster. So there are some kids who have undue burdens on them, family responsibilities, family situations, homelessness even. So my thought is that if these children can show that they have gained empathy, learned responsibility, done these things, then maybe this could be acknowledged and they could be given credit for the life they're living. I understand that the ask is minimal. It was something like 10 hours, very doable, but ultimately that's not the point. This would not be a special favor, not a giveaway or a concession. This would be a valid acknowledgement of legitimate life experience that already fulfills the requirement. Thank you.
thank you. That's it. Thank you, everyone. At this time, may I have a motion for the approval of the minutes? Mrs. Conover, is there a second? Mr. Thiel? Is there any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, can I please call the roll?
Ms. Conover, Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Ms. Matheson, Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Mr. Thiel,
Yes.
Ms. Wilt,
Yes,
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
9-0 passes.
thank you very much. That leads us to our information update. And Ms. Brown, is there anything to report from the Human Relations Commission?
Yes. The Human Relations Commission sponsored the Embracing Your Melanin Black History event created by Allentown School District student Nashira Brown, who is the founder of the Black Scholar Society. This event was held this past Saturday on February 19th at the Art House. The event was an excellent event. I also attended the event myself. It was educational, inspirational, and moving. There was poetry on diversity, equity, and inclusion. There was poetry also on the perception of social media and its negative impacts on our lives. There was a gospel rapper who rapped about the negative impact he experienced with social media and how his relationship within his faith has transformed him to be better. A senior athlete from Moravian College spoke on his failures that actually turned into his great success. And it inspired him to become a greater student and also a role model. Toward the end, we received a motivational and an empowering speech from Leonard Leitner, the Chief Operating Officer of the City of Allentown, which I also found to be motivational. And beyond that, the Human Relations Commission also is in a process of planning for the next banquet, and that's all I have.
Thank you very much. Ms. Harris, I was not able to attend. Did we have a library meeting this month?
We did, but I wasn't able to attend. So there is no report this month.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Palmer, I know that I wasn't able to attend the Parks and Rec, but I believe you were there. Do you have anything that you'd like to report?
Yes, Parks and Recs did meet. There was discussions of bringing the summer programs as well as looking for lifeguards. There are hiring processes taking place for lifeguards now. You can contact the city if any students would want to put in for being lifeguards, as well as looking for funding for flag football programs. There was talk of asking the Philadelphia Eagles for some funding and some other organizations for some funding.
Thank you very much. Ms. Ortiz, the School District Foundation?
Yes, we did meet this month. The High Notes Gala is the biggest news right now. We're actively promoting both parts. The High Notes reception tickets are $150 at the Americas Hotel on Saturday, March 19th at 6 p.m. And the High Notes video matinee tickets are $10 at Dare High School on Saturday, March 20th at 3 p.m. Information on both events can be found on the website. Middle and high school performance groups are being featured, and the funds raised to help support performance groups and other Allentown School District Foundation programs. So we hope you all can attend that. Students at the Lehigh Parkway Elementary School are authoring their own books through the foundation's I Am on a Bookshelf program under the direction of Mr. Donald Stahl. Mr. Stahl recently told us that a second grade student is authoring the program's first bilingual book, and we anticipate the return of the author's night at Barnes and Noble in the spring. Details are coming later on that. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Ms. Brown, anything from the IU?
At this time, I'm still waiting to receive information on the meeting for next month, so no meeting to attend, nothing to report.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
LCTI? Ms. Conover, Ms. Matheson, or Ms. Ortiz?
Last night, we said farewell to the current business manager and said hello to the new individual who will be taking over. And we began the search process for a new executive director because Dr. Rusted will be retiring. That's my part of the news. Lisa, you're next.
Good evening. The enrollment, the application process for students from ASD to attend LCTI has begun. The enrollment period will end on the 30th. The enrollment is now, I know I mentioned this in our last board meeting, but it's now online. They do have paper options, but for the most part, they're using this new online process, and it allows your families to be involved in the process of you enrolling. Also, they have a fifth grade, I call it an exploratory program, where the fifth graders get a chance to to apply and to go and spend a day at LCTI. And we have about 917 fifth graders throughout our district who are currently registered and excited about attending. Let me see what else I have here. And I know I hope I said it. The enrollment period ends the 30th of April. So if you're interested, please begin to enroll now. And that's about it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Safety Task Force?
Our meeting was
Well,
about
Go ahead.
audit and having a safety audit for our schools here in ASD.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Talking about the safety audit.
Can you lean into the mic so that those listening on YouTube can hear too?
Our meeting was about the safety audit for ASD.
Thank you. And I think Dr. Stanford pretty much said it all, and we're pretty much excited about what's happening in our district as it relates to safety. I know that that many of us may not really be getting the whole picture. I know, I heard some comments that were made, but I want to say that we are moving in the right direction. And I'm looking forward to some of the things that are happening that was mentioned. And I'm happy to also say that our partners have been included in some of our meetings that we've had, and they're excited about the changes that are being made within our district as it relates to safety. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Ms. Harris, was there a city youth initiative report?
There was no report.
Okay. Right, well, then that brings us to our student leaders. So the first on my schedule here is Jameer Chapman from Allen. I could just make sure that you lean into the mic so that everybody, including in cyberspace, can hear you.
February was the month to celebrate our senior athletes. William Allen celebrated 6 members of the boys basketball team, 2 members of the girls basketball team, 1 member of the wrestling team, 5 members of the swimming and diving team, 3 members of the cheerleading squad, and 13 members of the indoor track and field. Today, William Allen celebrated 13 students for the Student of the Month, which are nominated by teachers. A video of this month's students will be available on the William Allen website. In honor of Black History Month, William Allen provided many activities. An interactive calendar was provided to teachers to use in their classrooms, as well as placed on the William Allen website. Each day featured an influential African American with a link to read or listen to a biography of the individual. Weekly announcements were made by the Black Student Union featuring an individual or information on a historical event impacting African Americans. Teachers and staff received a bag of chips to enjoy in honor of George Speck, an African American chef credited for inventing the potato chip. The Black Student Union presented a health and wellness fair. The fair featured local African American business owners in the field of health and wellness, setting up tables for students and staff to visit to hear about the service they offer. In addition, advisor Ms. Utterback led a discussion with students focusing on wellness topics. Today, guest speaker Shanduk McFadder, founder and executive director of GMAC, spoke to the William Allen student body. GMAC focuses on helping the youth in the community realize their impact and their make around them. On Friday, February 25th, weather permitting, Shia McPherson will be at William Allen to present a lyrical performance followed by William Allen dance team. If the weather doesn't permit for this to take place tomorrow, it will take place on Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. 9th grade students enjoy the movie Red Tail as one of our Canary Cash incentives. Students earn Canary Cash for being safe, respectful, and responsible. Gen Next for the current 9th graders began this semester. Gen Next is a program brought to William Allen last year by alumni Wilbert Sakai to help prepare students for college. It is a 4-year commitment that teaches students what to expect while attending college and help aid them in the process of applying for college and financial aid. We look forward to reaching out to the 8th grade students to get them registered for the 3rd cohort at William Allen High School next year. March is National Women's Month. Events will be planned to celebrate this month and information will be provided once finalized. Over the President weekend break, the William Allen Construction Company, with the help of the Butts Construction Company, completed their alma mater project. This project was designed to make the ninth graders feel more at home at Allen and bring a renewed sense of school pride and community. The project broke down the first verse of the alma mater into 10 lines. Each line was designated a spot on campus. The students chose the location with specific lines in mind. For example, through future days of life is across the library and next to the college sings in the tunnel. If you get a chance to stop by William Allen to check out the alma mater wrapped around the campus, or visit our website and click on the link to view the pictures. Today, student athletes were part of a positive coaching alliance workshop called Honoring the Game, Social Media Use. This program was brought to William Allen as part of the NEST program, currently being offered for our student athletes. Born to hand job, baby. William Allen High School will be presenting Grease, the musical, April 21st to the 24th. Tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out to see some amazing theatrical talent. That concludes the report.
Very much. Madison Walker, Building 21.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. Superintendent Stanford met with students representatives at Building 21. He, along with Yusuf Dahl from the Century Promise, saw students feeling inspired, motivated, and empowered. Huge shout out to Superintendent Stanford for his visit. We look forward to his next visit. In recognition of Black History Month, motivational speaker Cody Martin presented to ninth grade students today. Again, students felt inspired and truly enjoyed listening to the message he shared. Additionally, students worked on the various displays currently observed in our building. During the month of January, students celebrated their accomplishments with attendance, behavior, and academics by watching a school-wide movie. Students meeting all the criteria in the month of February will be recognized with a newly designed Building 21 t-shirt. We have about 20 students who regularly participate in our 21st century after-school program. Enrollment applications for 2022 and 2023 school year are being accepted. Please encourage interested families with 8th grade students to apply by visiting building21.org/enroll. Families can visit the enrollment page for additional information. The page includes all relevant information related to the process. Again, the information can be found at building21.org/enroll. Parent conferences were held on Wednesday, February 16th. The focus was to review students' PPLs with families and share opportunities related to acceleration, remediation, and recovery. Semester 1 dual enrollment classes have ended the semester and semester 2 had begun. We are offering 6 dual enrollment classes this school year. We are excited to share that many of our year 4 students have applied and are being accepted into colleges and universities. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your report. And Greg Soto from DERA.
Good evening. My name is Gregorio Soto Jr. I'm a senior at DeRuff High School and the primary board representative. Our executive council has started creating a plan to give back to the community as well as encourage Husky pride within the school. One plan we have is to volunteer at the local Allentown elementary schools to clean up their parks, read with the students, and play games with them, and more. The track and field indoor season has made many accomplishments, which include setting 7 indoor school records, as well as sophomore Richard Suarez being one of 6 District 11 athletes qualifying for the state championship at Penn State in late March. All of these accomplishments were achieved no matter the obstacle, and we look forward to continuing to build our program with additional resources as our athletics and activities programs continue to grow and expand. There is lots ahead for our athletes. Today, the class of 2025 had the privilege of listening to Mr. Cody Martin speak to them about overcoming adversity, chasing your goals, and the power of having a positive mindset. We would also like to say a special thank you to the Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King Foundation for their support and investment in our PAC. Sadly, for those who do not know, the Husky Pack is mourning the loss of our beloved mascot, Kiska, who passed away last week at the age of 11. While we are heartbroken for Mrs. Coleman and our Husky family, we are planning to honor her legacy in many ways this spring. For now, we are celebrating Kiska's life by remaining tethered together and sharing our Husky pride with the community. Finally, to end this on a more positive note, many of our students have been accepted to colleges and universities, which include but not limited to Alvernia University, Cedar Crest College, Delaware Valley University, DeSales University, East Stroudsburg University, Moravian University, and many more. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for your reports this evening. At this time, that brings us to the point of our meeting for the Board of Directors report. May I have a motion for the approval? Mr. Thiel, is there a second? Ms. Brown, is there any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, please call the roll.
Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Ms. Matheson,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Mr. Thiel,
Yes.
Ms. Wilt,
Yes,
Ms. Brown, Ms. Conover,
Yes.
9-0 passes.
thank you very much. Item number 10, Secretary and Treasurer's report. Mr. Thiel, is there a second?
That's 11.
Mrs. Conover, is there any discussion?
That's item number 11.
The Superintendent's report is item number 11. I'm sorry, I'm going off of my list here,
Okay.
which includes the countdown for the public speaking and stuff, so it doesn't correlate to the agenda that you all.
Okay, well, no further discussion.
Okay. So I'll stop saying the numbers that I'm reading off of here. No further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Mr. Thiel,
Yes.
Ms. Wilt,
Yes,
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Conover,
Yes.
Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Ms. Matheson, 9-0 passes.
thank you. That brings us to the Superintendent's report. Mr. Thiel, is there a second? Ms. Ortiz, is there any discussion on the Superintendent's report?
Yes.
Yes.
I heard Ms. Harris first.
We'll look at item B, the program of studies. I just wanted to, if it's possible, if Brandy could come before us again, because she did explain it a lot better. What those 10 hours were, what the pathways were. It was the 5 pathways that a student could graduate. And one of them was having the 10 hours of service learning. When she explained it to me again, it made sense. It's not to hinder our children. They're not going to be held accountable if they don't get those 10 hours. No, that's one of the pathways. So that life experience can go towards that 10 hours. To me, that is a win-win. So I am very happy to support that. I thank Brandy Ms. Sawyer for explaining that and also offering that, because that just opens the door. So we're no longer having failure. We're having children complete an education who have difficulties. Not everybody has difficulties, but some do. And so that life experience can count for that 10 hours. That's another pathway to make sure that we give our children success and they graduate. So I just wanted to thank Ms. Sawyer for that.
Thank you very much, Ms. Harris. Appreciate that. Ms. Brown?
So for item E, the safety audit, I request to have this item tabled. As a board member, I feel that it is a disservice for me to vote without having the ability to make an informed decision. With receiving the information last night, I do not have the ability to do that. And with a conscience, for someone who has previously in the past worked as a mental health technician in a mental hospital, I feel that I have to have the ability to address some of the comments that was made today and just request that it be tabled at this time.
Procedurally, since I made the motion, I'd be more than happy to have that pulled separate. And then my motion would just retain everything on the superintendent's report except for the safety audit, which we can do separately.
Okay, so
I'm just a gentleman's kind of,
correct. I want to repeat what you're saying, just for clarity, for my point of order, but also for clarity for those in attendance and listening on YouTube. Because the motion was on the table to vote on the full superintendent's report, you are asking you're amending the motion.
No, he's agreeing to withdraw the motion, and if the person who made the second agrees to that, it can be withdrawn. Otherwise, we'd have to vote on the motion to amend.
Thank you, Attorney Sultanic.
thank you. Who seconded? I wasn't sure.
Who made the second?
I think the motion was to table. And then you
No,
said
no.
with
There was a second.
I believe it was Ms.
Ortiz.
Ortiz.
Are you in agreement with amending the motion to pull that particular item so we can vote on the remainder of the superintendent's report?
Yes.
So I have a question.
Well, we have to vote on this motion first, if I'm not mistaken, Attorney
So
Sultanic.
what did Ms. Brown do?
But she engaged in when I asked if there was any discussion on the superintendent's report, which was appropriate because that it was a component of the full report that we were voting on, or that was on the table.
Okay,
My
let
comment.
me just start. Let me be clear in terms of what the issue is. The recommendation right now is to vote on the superintendent's report.
That was the
Correct.
motion that was on the table, correct? Correct.
Well,
Jeff.
nothing was tabled. Nothing was tabled yet.
Right.
Right.
Correct. There was
I
no
was saying
vote.
that was the motion that is before us, I should say, rather than using on the table.
Okay, now, in actuality, it's the entire superintendent's report that is before the board. Is that correct?
Correct. And Ms.
So the motion to table was not for the entire superintendent's report, but was only a portion of the superintendent's report, the one contract.
Correct.
Okay, so it would be appropriate, since it's the superintendent's report, for the superintendent to withdraw that recommendation if he's willing to. Otherwise, then the motion to amend the report would be in order. So is the superintendent willing to withdraw that motion right now voluntarily, or because it's the superintendent's recommendation?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so if you're not, then Mr. Thiel, was that a motion that you would have normally made to approve the superintendent's report coming from your committee?
No, not from my committee.
Okay. Who made, I couldn't tell, I'm sorry.
I did make the motion, though. I made the motion, and it was seconded by Ms. Ortiz.
So
To
Oh,
vote
you
on-
made the motion to approve, you made the motion to approve the superintendent's report. I'm sorry.
entirety, correct.
Okay, so you're willing to amend your motion to reflect everything except the contract in question, correct?
Correct.
And who made the second
Ms. Ortiz.
to your motion?
Ms. Ortiz did.
And
she's
is
a-
Ms.
she's
Ortiz
amenable.
willing to make that change?
She said yes earlier. You still say yes?
Okay, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. Okay, so then, based upon that, without going through the motion to amend, the motion before the board will be everything except that one contract.
But then with the intention
To vote on it.
So then somebody can make a motion on that after we do the entire thing.
With intention to conduct business on that item and separate from the full report, Attorney Sultanic.
It could be, if somebody is willing to make a motion for that separately. But Mr. Thiel's motion is saying, I'm willing to approve the superintendent's report without that being in there. And Ms. Ortiz agreed to that.
And then point of order procedurally we could then I could ask for a motion for that.
Yes, yes,
Because-
but let's finish this motion first.
I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure. Okay. All right. So the motion on the table, not on the table, I'll stop using that word. The motion on the floor is to
Approve the superintendent's report.
the superintendent's report, items 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, 9.4, 9.5, and 9.7, excluding 9.6.
Correct.
Okay. Is there any discussion on those specific items?
Only on the items.
That, we're
1,
not
2,
talking about that item right now, Mr. Palmer, only on the items that are, we're,
Just clarifying.
yeah, everything except 9.6. Seeing and hearing none, can you please call the roll?
Ms. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Mr. Thiel,
Yes.
Ms. Wilt,
Yes.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Conover,
Yes.
Ms. Harris,
No.
Ms. Matheson, Mr. Miller.
Yes.
8-1 passes.
Now, separately, may I have a motion for the approval of 9.6 Exhibit E?
So moved.
That's. So, okay, I'm sorry. Nick, and then who was Mr. Miller was,
So what,
motion by Mr. Miller, seconded by Mrs.
seconded by me, but I just want to.
Well, we need
clarify.
to put the motion on the table first, and then we can discuss.
Okay,
So the motion is on the table.
so seconded by me.
Okay. Is there discussion?
Yes. So the question is, you just said the motion is on the table. Is it to table it or is it to move it forward? So that's what I'm trying to get a clarification
My
on.
motion procedurally is to move it forward.
Okay.
If there's discussion or any kind of request, that needs to be made
Now,
now.
Okay, so at this point, the discussion, should I state again my reason for not wanting to move forward?
Yes, because now is the time for
Okay,
discussion.
okay. Just wanted to clarify. So.
Am I correct? I'm, okay.
So in that case, my request again is to table this item due to me not receiving the information in a timely manner. I received it last night. And as a board member, well, I would like to say, not only as a board member, but also as a parent of students in the Allentown School District, their safety is of concern to me. But in addition to that, I feel that this is a disservice for me to not vote with an informed decision. So in that case, I would like to have it tabled.
So now I would need a motion. I would need a second to that,
Second.
Palmer, and then I would need a vote from the full board on whether or not you're in agreement to table the Exhibit E.
Yes, a vote of yes means that the motion will be tabled.
And that we do that by roll call, correct?
So yes, it's the table.
I think given what I suspect to be the divisions of the board on this issue, that would be a good idea.
Mr. Hargit, can you please call the roll? And then, so again, just to clarify for our newer colleagues, what we're voting on right now is whether or not we want to table this exhibit for future review and discussion, et cetera.
Mr. Miller,
No.
Ms. Matheson? Ms. Harris?
No.
Ms. Conover? Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Wilt?
No.
Mr. Thiel?
No.
Mr. Palmer?
Am I able to speak freely? Or?
Right now,
Yes,
you're
to vote.
voting on the motion that's on the table.
Okay, yes.
Ms. Ortiz?
I'm gonna have to say no.
2-7 fails.
So. Seven.
So now the underlying motion is still on the table, so you can vote on that contract.
Correct.
A
But
vote of yes would mean approving the contract. A vote of no would be against the contract.
may I ask you a point of order question, Attorney Sultanic? We had discussion and part of that discussion was that motion to table. So we conducted the business of the motion to table, which failed. Does that mean that all discussion is closed, or is, because now am I able to ask if there's any discussion on the original?
You can
motion?
have discussion on the underlying contract right now.
All right, that's what I thought, but I just wanted to clarify. Is there any discussion on Exhibit E?
I just, in terms of voting for that, this is one of the issues that I have is just the timing of it. I didn't get a chance to look into it really at all. And in terms of just some of the places that they have been to, it doesn't seem to fit our same demographic. I do see some of the work that they have done, and it does look like they were even called back in some places. So I can't say that they do a bad job. I just don't know the job that they do, as opposed to working with our students. I do believe that safety is important for our students, and I would like something done as soon as possible. But that was the reason why I just had to ask for some kind of tabling just to be able to look into it further.
Ms. Harris?
I understand for the new people, for, Ms. Brown, Mr. Palmer, Ms. Ortiz. Because I was like y'all 5 years ago. The public and the board members who are on the safety task force have been working on this for 4 years. This is not something new. This is not taken lightly. This is taken in a very, we are strong on what we believe in. We know we have problems in our school district. We know, but we know we need to get solutions. And this year has been not good. It's been the worst year I've seen. So there is importance and urgency to get this done. It's not like we're doing willy-nilly. No, we have really, really researched. I am going to stand behind Dr. Ramona and, because in the choice that we have made for this, it's about the behavioral health of what's going on in our district. And she has done her research and has made it very clear she knows what she's doing. And I am asking the community and ASD to have faith in this on this one, because this is not an easy decision. It isn't. It has been years in the making. And if you know me, you know, if it's not good, I'm not going to stand with it. And I'm standing beside this, around this, build a fence all around it. I believe in this. And I'm asking you to believe in us with the decision that we make.
I'll do that twice or once.
I'm sorry.
I just pressed it and it's like, beep, beep.
No, I hit it. I pressed it too.
Oh,
I
you did
pressed
it too?
yeah.
Okay.
Ms. Ortiz, you came up as student right. That's why I was confused.
I just want to say that this was not an easy decision for me. It's probably one of the hardest that I've had to make yet. I understand that my colleagues, they need the time to review all the information to make a well-informed vote. However, this has to be done. It hasn't been done since, I think, what, 2010, and it's, safety is one of my top priorities as a school board director. So that's all I have to say. I just, it wasn't an easy decision, but I did what I felt was the best thing.
Any other?
Yes.
So with all due respect, something my mother always told me is you never sign a paper without reading. So with having information that I'm supposed to make a decision on without having the ability to have it in a timely manner to make a decision, again, I feel it's a disservice to why I'm in this seat. So I'm obligated to our students and the families to make sure that I'm making decisions on their behalf. I can't say that I'm for it or against it again, because I just received the information last night. So this is not about whether I'm old or new, but this is about making the right decision. And again, safety includes, many areas, and mental health, hopefully, as a lot of you know, is a huge concern of mine. Working in a mental hospital, I've experienced many of our ASD students that came through. And with that being said, if there's a concern that those needs are not being met or addressed or even looked at, that's an issue for me. So with good conscience, I have to make sure I'm doing what's right to make an informed decision. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So again, moving forward, hopefully I would receive information in a timely manner, but this is where we are now. So I have to do what's right for our students. So thank you.
Ms. Conover or Mr. Thiel?
Thank you, Mrs. Wilk. I just want to thank Dr. Stanford and your address earlier in the meeting where you referenced this as being part of the strategy moving forward and part of the campaigning program. Deeply appreciate the holistic view that you took and the holistic approach, even empowering our students and allowing them to be part of the voice in the process for the climate and creating the climate and a healthy climate within our schools. And also, addressing climate issues with our teachers and our staff. So just thank you to you and your team and the entire team for putting together a comprehensive plan. And this is one part of it. It's great that we're not contracting out all the elements in your plan, but we're taking ownership and responsibility within you and your team, as well as the students themselves, to become part of the process. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Ms. Harris?
Yes, I just wanted to bring forth the point with this group that we're having to Safe Haven. I noticed that it's not about, this one is more of the behavioral health. The mental health will come from another piece that's going to be coming from something else, but this is more about the behavioral health and the climate there.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Harris.
If I may add, I just wanted to, I think everybody pretty much said it all, and I said it earlier that it's unfortunate that many don't see it, but I'm hoping that in the very near future, you wake up one day and say, hey, now I see it. But I want to thank you guys for working really hard at this, for the work that's put in. I've been in a lot of those meetings, and I'm a mental health baby. I grew up in a mental institution. My mother retired as a mental health nurse. So I know, this is the behavioral health and climate piece. And then having that mental health piece separate, I think it's gonna do well for our district. So I just wanted to say, and it's for this, they've done work in Philadelphia, Atlanta. There's several places, Clark County, DC, and more places. So if you want to do your due diligence, look into them. Everything. I know that we've all been through a lot in the past, and it's hard for us to trust the process. But But I'm just asking that you trust the process because we've all come together to make sure that our kids are getting what it is that they need. That's pretty much all I have to say tonight.
Ms. Matheson, would you like to? Okay. Well, then I think everybody has had the opportunity at this point. I just would echo what you said, Mrs. Conover. I think a variety of people have touched on my perspective as well. And I also was going to thank the administration and recognize that this is just one piece of the puzzle moving forward in the climate and culture and safety audit inclusively moving forward. So with that, I'm going to close the floor and ask for a vote. So if you could please call the roll, Mr. Target.
Ms. Conover, Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Ms. Matheson, Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
No.
Mr. Thiel,
Yes.
Ms. Wilt,
Yes,
Ms. Brown,
No.
7-2 passes.
thank you. That brings us to the personnel report for tonight. May I have a motion for approval of the personnel?
So moved.
Ms. Matheson, second by Ms. Ortiz and Mr. Miller. Is there any discussion on this motion? Mr. Thiel?
Yeah, I'd just like to, there's obviously lots of names of folks retiring here in this personnel report, but I just wanted to highlight two names in particular, two principals who had served a very long time, Bob Wheeler and David Hahn. David Hahn first came to Union Terrace, so my kids were both at Union Terrace. So he has a special place in my heart, in my family's heart. And he was also the first one that taught me the term kiddos. If anybody knows, and I just want to, my personal kind of hats off to Mr. Hahn for serving the community, our students and staff all these years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thiel. You stole my thunder. But Mr. Hahn and I were standing at the parade for the 250th anniversary of the city of Allentown, and we were struck up a conversation on where we had gone to high school and learned at that time that we both graduated from Emmaus High School the same year, but had never met each other prior. So that's my fun little story about Mr. Hahn, which I think I shared with you when we toured the school. But as always, I always there are a lot of names on here. Like many of you, I've been a parent in this district for a very long time, and there's a lot of names in this report, retiring, shifting positions, et cetera, et cetera. And I just want to take a moment to thank all in our buildings that are serving our students and our community as a whole. And I want to wish those retiring lots of good times ahead, and for those taking on new positions within the district, thank you for continuing to serve the community. So with that, any other discussion? Oh, all right, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Mr. Thiel,
Yes.
Ms. Wilt,
Yes.
Ms. Brown, Ms. Conover, Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Ms. Matheson, Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Ortiz,
Yes.
9-0 passes.
Thank you. That brings us to the finance report. Mr. Thiel,
So moved.
so moved. Is there a second? Mrs. Conover? Is there any discussion on the finance report? Ms. Harris?
Yes, I would like to discuss on item A, approval of LTCI's operating budget, which is $7 million. We did hear from Dr. Rushton, especially last 2 weeks ago, and I was very disturbed by what he said when it came to the staff, when I asked him about diversity. And he said the staff was 100% white. And the way he said it, it hurt. It got me right into my gut. Because to me, and this is how I heard it, he was proud of it. Whereupon 33 cents out of every dollar comes from Allentown, which is 85% majority. To me, he was a slap in our face, Allentown, because it was 100% white. He said it, and to me, it was like a challenge. What you gonna do about it? That wasn't cool. I know our superintendent is going to be working with him, and I thank you for that. But he also said that 2 years ago, he did an equity policy. And that equity policy is because of the years of us complaining about what our students were going through. So to me, that meant he had selective hearing. They heard what they wanted to hear and did it with a few things that they wanted to do, but the rest, they didn't care. So I know our students are there and they need to be there. And I'm going to vote in that way because these are skills that our students need. But when an institution, and he's just a principal, not a superintendent, a principal, like all of our other principals that we hold accountable, can say this and think he can get away with it, I think it's okay, it's wrong. And so I just needed to let that be known.
Any other discussion on the motion? Seeing none, please call a roll.
Mr. Thiel,
Yes.
Ms. Wilt,
Yes.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Conover, Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Ms. Matheson, Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
9-0 passes.
Thank you very much. At this time, Mr. Hargit, are there any public comments on non-agenda items?
Yeah. First one, Amber Clark.
Hello, Amber Clark, Allentown, Pennsylvania. For those of you that know me, unlike 2 years ago, I will not be here to ask you for $140,000 for bus cameras because we took care of that already. So tonight I'm here to talk about my daughter's school, the Arts Academy Charter Elementary School. She's been a stellar student there since 2017, and we've been there. This is her 5th year. Some of the board members may or may not be aware, but we have been up for renewal for 2 years now. And all the other charter schools in the district have been renewed, and our school has not. We have followed all the rules. We have provided document after document after document, and our children cannot afford to have the threat of their school being closed hanging over their heads. I understand that the whole charter school, I don't know, atmosphere, thank you, I need more coffee. It can be a touchy discussion, but charters don't exist without the permission of the district. So we are here because you allowed us to be, and we are just asking for you to please look at and review the documents that we have provided for you via binders and everything else. So this is not an accusatory speech here. This is a please take a look at it. And again, you may or may not be aware that it's there and that we've been waiting, but we have a lot of work to do financially in the school, such as building a 3rd floor and providing more programs. And that can't be done until you look at the paperwork and hopefully take some positive action. My daughter, who is here to speak tonight, she has benefited from so many programs at that school. She's benefited from theater, art, music, dance. She's learning how to play the xylophone. She has, and I think all of these things have led to her becoming the amazing human being that most of you know her to be. And the same goes for all of the other children at that school, many of whom are here this evening. So I'm here to just ask you to please take a look at the Arts Academy Charter Elementary Schools renewal paperwork, and please don't let us wait any longer to be able to continue to service our children's needs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Olivia Clark Ortiz.
I'm finally tall enough.
You could just state your name, Olivia. for us, and then
My name is Olivia Clark Ortiz. I go to Arts Academy Elementary Charter School. And I'm here to talk about how I want my school to stay open and not close. And I really love my school. It has a whole ton of stuff like music, theater, arts and stuff. And to me, the school is like family. Like all of you are like everyone who's at my school is like family to me. It's really awesome how the school is like being really great and just want to say that I love this school. And mommy, what are you doing? You're speaking here. Don't interrupt this important conversation, okay? Okay, so yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway, this saying that I don't want my school to close. I want it to stay open forever, and I'm almost going to go in 5th grade, so that'd be really cool if I complete the whole basically like a revolution when the earth goes around the sun, when I go around the whole school and complete my journey. So yeah, I love the school. I love everything about it. So yeah, I'm done.
thank you very much, Olivia.
Carla Ortiz.
Good evening. Carla Ortiz, Allentown, Pennsylvania. I am Olivia's other mother. And I usually don't speak on these things because, you know, that woman that is so strong and I admire so much usually speaks for the whole family. But I figured I need to say something tonight. And she gave you all the details about, you know, Arts Academy and about how it's important for us for it to stay open. And I just wanted to, you know, mention that me growing up, I never had a place, right, that I could learn academically and creatively like my kid does. And I think that's so very important for her that she not only gets to learn what I learned, she gets to learn all the things that I did not have the chance to learn, right? Because they were not available. And besides that, right, I want to say thank you to all of you because without all of you, she would not be there. She would not have the chance to do what she's doing. So I won't take a lot of your time because I know there's a lot of speakers, but I just wanted to say, you know, look at it if you haven't had the chance to look at it. It's very, very important that my kid stays in school and stays doing what she loves to do. And you know, you all are a very important part of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chloe Hennigan.
Hello, my name is Chloe, and as the most recent graduate in my family from Arts Academy, I would really like to talk to you all and share my feelings about the school getting bigger. In 5th grade last year, especially because of COVID, it was really tough. It was a really tough year for the students. We succeeded to graduate, but I always wondered what it would be like if we had a chance to have more. If we had a chance to have more time, and if we had a chance to have more space. How much better it would have been if we could have been able to experience our last years in our favorite school, doing some extraordinary things. Don't get me wrong, my school was the best school around, and the teachers that had worked there are and the teachers that we had worked extremely hard for us, and I am thankful for what they were able to do by helping us reach the level of potential that we did. But I can't help but wonder what it would have been like if we had more. Now my little brother goes to the school and he's in kindergarten, and it is his turn to be treated and cared for with the same love and respect I got from my teachers. And he and all of his classmates deserve the very best chance and the very best place to do it. I may be young, but my dad has explained to me how important the charter renewal is and what it means for my little brother. I know how hard my dad works to take care of us. He's one of the staff and at the school, and so I know my little brother will always be taken care of. I really do want him to have every chance to succeed in school and be a great student. And with the charter renewal approved, you all help my dream come true. So please, for the future generations of Arts Academy, say yes to the school's renewal. Thank you.
Jason Hennigan.
Good evening. My name is Jason. I'm Allentown, PA. I am a previous graduate of Arts Academy Elementary Charter School. I am here to ask you, please give serious consideration to renewing the Arts School Charter. The school has done so much for children like me who have faced struggles in reading and math. It helped me develop my artistic talent. I love to dance and I love to draw. And because of the art school, I was able to develop my talent in a way that I can use them to better my future. And I just want to make sure that other children in my neighborhood have the same chance that I do. The art school, it's a great fun place to be a part of. And I've always hoped that it would be able to offer more kids that come to the school with even more than what I was given. So that way they can grow and become wonderful artists who have confidence in themselves, just like how I've grown up and developed. I feel that the school should be given the same opportunity to develop. Things are always changing in our lives. And the best way that the Arts Academy can keep up with those changes is by growing as a school. And the only way to do this is through the city of Allentown's approval of the new charter, which will help them change for the better. Thank you so much for your time.
Love Hennigan Senior.
Love Hennigan Senior, Allentown, PA. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know a few of you, but I am a behavioral specialist at the Arts Academy Elementary Charter School. So far, you've heard from 2 of my 4 children who have graduated from the school. You'll soon be hearing from my oldest child. And I'm actually one of the behavioral specialists that is in charge of Ollie Juice, which is Olivia Clark Ortiz, as you all know her. And I come to you tonight looking for a helping hand. I know a lot of you may be new to the situation, but as Amber stated, the situation has been 2.5 years long. And if we can get this to a conclusion, it helps me continue to do not only what I'm good at, but what I love. We have asked recently within our new charter for a small increase in the cap of 50 students for Allentown, but that's to help us grow. And with what we need, it's necessary. As you can see, the success of the children that that adore who we are. This is the first school that I've ever been a part of that has allowed me to literally build from the bottom up. I started out as a parent volunteer, became PTO president of the same Arts Academy Charter School. All 4 of my children, my oldest children, have graduated from that school. and was hired as a creative movement instructor through martial arts. And now I'm one of the behavioral specialists. So I ask you all to give some serious consideration to all the documents that we've provided, to all the information that we've given to you all. The Middle States accreditation is one of my favorite things about the school. And we have a 7-year approval, with no contest. That just speaks to the type of school that we are. It just speaks to the type of atmosphere that we create. And I look at the school representatives from the high schools, and I'm very proud of these individuals. I'm just asking for the opportunity to give the children in the primary school setting the same advantage and the same opportunity to reach those points. Thank you for your time.
Love Hennigan.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Love Hennigan from Allentown. Love Hennigan Jr., sorry. I'm the oldest of my siblings to graduate from Arts Academy Elementary Charter School. And I'm just asking for a few moments of your time to consider our points. I think it's really important that this charter renewal happens, because when I was coming to each stage of my graduation, there was a point where it was in question whether or not I should transfer. And I know every time I chose to stay where I was. For me, it was a choice. And I don't want that to be forced on the next few generations, because what they have is really good. And I think closing those opportunities isn't fair to them. The school has done many great things, as well as help guide me along the path I'm on today. I'm currently the 12th grade student body president at my high school, as well as being a straight A student with multiple options and opportunities to go to college to complete my dreams in becoming a digital artist. I believe the foundation of good character begins in elementary school, and I am forever grateful for the teaching and guidance provided by the team of Arts Academy, support of the staff, and encouragement of my creativity, which helped me harness my talent that gave me the chance to create my identity. I'm not sure I would be in the place that I am today without it. Everything that the Arts Academy has done and can do for students, for the students they've come across, are exactly why this renewal is so important. I'm a prime example of this program's success. I know I don't have a lot of time to speak. I just want you to please consider that not only have they created a success story within me, but there are so many others that have come after me that are on the same path. So renewing the school's charter will ensure that multiple children like myself are guaranteed the same opportunity. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nadia Alicia, Allentown, PA. Thank you for the time that you're allowing for us to speak here. I'm here to support the need for a charter renewal that was requested over 2 years ago for the Arts Academy Elementary Charter School. Both of my children attend the school, and the school's administrators have trusted in myself, as well as a few other individuals here today, to share our thoughts and our support. So I understand that some of the members of the board were perhaps unaware of this, and perhaps they're also unaware that the delay of the renewal is harmful to the sustainability of the school, the development of its programs, and most importantly, the quality of education for Allentown residents, students. As an educator and administrator, it is clear to me that this is not a question of whether or not the charter is worthy of approval. The school is actually an exemplary school in many ways, as you perhaps were able to hear from some individuals here today. Rather, I would like to take this opportunity today to speak in support of an expedited renewal of the charter, as it has been presented, including the needed update to the enrollment cap, which is also necessary for its success and sustainability and building its capacity for the future. This is going to allow the school and enable the school to enroll at least some of the hundreds of students that live in Allentown who have waited over a year to enroll in the school, some of them who have kind of given up by now. So I would like to request for an expedited renewal. I know from all of the information that has been shared with me and with others that the school has trusted in, that this school is certainly worthy of this renewal. I have been in the process of other charter renewals, and it seems to me from all of what I understand and I've been previewed that really there should have been no delay of 2 years for this charter to be renewed and to continue its path as every other charter does, especially if it's a school of this type that has been very successful in many ways and has affected so many lives so positively. So that is what I will request today of all of you. If you were not aware that this has been in process, or whatever the label may be at this point, for the past 2 years, now you are, and I would request that you look into it and that it gets expedited. Thank you.
Thank you.
Willetta Polusny.
Good evening. My name is Violeta Posushne, and I live in 2365 Lancaster Avenue. I'm a parent of 2 students in district. In recent weeks, all neighborhood districts changed to optional masking. Parkland, Suddenly High, Salisbury, Nazareth, Whitehall, Tamaqua, Quakertown, Allentown, Dioceses, Northwestern, Catasauqua, Penn Agril, Easton, Wilson, Northampton since November. Bethlehem plans as of March 1st. Meanwhile, the board extended mask requirement to the rest of the year school. Can you please explain why? And please don't tell because of high numbers of COVID in Lehigh Valley, because most of the school districts I've mentioned are in Lehigh Valley. So you're telling me they don't care about their students? It feels more like discrimination of Allentown students. Is it because you're still expecting ESSER funds that requires universal masking, social distancing, cleaning facilities, contact tracing with quarantine, vaccination, cleaning, hand washing, and respiratory etiquette? And let me mention about contact tracing. Every time there is a COVID case in my son's school, I receive a generic phone message and email with the generic letters from May and August 2021. I look at our website. For the last 10 days, there was 2 cases in 2 schools. In 20 schools, 0 cases. In 4 schools, 1 case. And generic message always says individual in our school has tested positive for COVID-19. So I assume it's always 1 case. Let's talk about hand washing. My sons inform me both schools don't provide soaps and paper towels. They dry their hands into pants. That's not helping my son's eczema. Visiting other schools during swim meets, I saw they have touchless faucets and touchless paper dispensers. Meanwhile, Allentown schools don't have soap and paper towels. In Allen school, there's only 1 bathroom open per building. The rest is closed. What are we doing with ESSER funds? Also, my son brought to my attention that filters in the water station are never changed, always displaying red light that indicates to change them. Are we still talking about the health of the students? Masks are not effective. N95 maybe give some protection, but not if worn all day. Students don't even wear them properly. And long-term mask wearing can have negative physical and mental effects and consequences. I witnessed during the swim meet, 1 swimmer left the mask somewhere, and before heading out to the bash, coach handed him 1 of 2 masks picked up somewhere. Student put the mask on the face. How disgusting is this? I hope it was his mask. As we can see on social media, our new athletic director, Mr. Anderson, hardly ever has a mask during the event, surrounded by the students with the masks. As you watch Super Bowl, nobody had masks, proof the pandemic is over. Please let me know, I was forced to wear the mask for 5 days, 7 or 8 hours. 8 hours. What is your experience? I'm not asking you or begging today. I'm demanding to change the policy to optional masking and give choices to students, their parents, and their doctors.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
very
time.
much.
Diane Hollowell.
All right, Diane Hollowell, Lower Saucon. This year, our administration at DRF initiated a new program to help build morale among students and staff. So it's really cool. Every week we can nominate a staff member or a student, and on a weekly televised high ski headline, they get recognized. Oh, just out of curiosity, like Gregor over there, I just had him talk with the vice president of Turner, Whiteman and Turner. So the kid's looking at an internship right now, so I'm very proud of him. So thank you. All right. I also see the top 5 things you need to know in the Allentown School District. They have implemented a show the love recognition. So tonight, I just want to give a couple of public shout outs and some recognition. Last time it was to Mrs. Wilt and her amazing effort in coordinating a book drive for the district. Tonight, I want to give a shout out to our district's IT department. I never realized how much responsibility Ron, our IT guy at DRF has. Put your hand up, Ron. Okay. Not only is he responsible for our 1,900 plus student Chromebooks, but also staff workstations, Windows devices, networking problems, and he always seems to have a smile on his face, which I see through his eyes because he is responsible and wears a mask. Also, I had a chance to meet more of the IT department when Miss Wilt had them come over to DRF to live stream our Shark Tank presentations. Every one of those IT people that I met that day were an incredible representation of the district's professionalism. They were very knowledgeable and they had wonderful interactions with our staff. So working back there, live streaming these meetings tonight, I want to give a shout out to Jose, Andy, Rebecca, Aya, and Charlene for all their networking skills and making sure our schools and administration are up and running. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Abraham Palacios. Abraham Delacinos, Allentown, Pennsylvania. I just want to take a quick second to thank the board for hearing us out. Thank the parents and especially the students who have come out here to support the AAECS charter renewal. A little bit about myself, like Greg over there. I'm a attendee DRF graduate, class of 2003, go Huskies. But I grew up in ASD. I've been in the environment of the school district, and what it was then compared to now is slightly different. So when I became a parent, and about 5 years ago, when we were looking into what school we wanted our kids to go to, the focus became not just wanting my kids to be awesome people, to grow and be educated, but also the environment and the culture that would be surrounding them within the school. And when we found out about the Arts Academy Elementary Charter School, I was hesitant at first. Nadia over there actually talked me into going and checking it out because I had a different taste, I guess, for charter school beforehand. But in going to the school, getting involved in the school, meeting amazing people like Amber Clark, who spoke earlier, and her daughter Olivia, or like Mr. Hennigan here and his kids, it really opened my eyes to the opportunities that were there for my kids and the environment that they would grow up in. So my kids are definitely amazing people, don't get me wrong, but more so than anything, I love what the school is offering. My daughter, who used to be shy and introverted over there, Isabel, through the school, she's learned an interest and a passion for dance. She has an interest and a passion for being theatrical. She is an absolute artist. through the school, she was offered an opportunity to go to gymnastics at the Parkettes, and we actually then enrolled her into Parkettes because she loved it and she grew so much from it, as well as now they offer her the opportunity of music, and she is now playing the guitar, and it's been absolutely incredible to see the development and the growth within our kids. So I stand here humbly asking you to review and to approve the charter renewal, as the education there is exceptional. The atmosphere is even better, and the faculty and sense of community that you get within the school is bar none. So I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Natalia Vasquez.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't able to study a bit. That's why I'm like, come with me because I speak Spanish more than English. That's why I wasn't able. Anyway, please can you check the renewal of the school? Because for me, this is the best school for my kids. I'm the mom of Angeli. She's in second grade. Aramis, she's a fourth grade. You know, Olivia. About 2 weeks ago, I told my mother, how about we check out the other school? Maybe the other school is better than here. She said, no, this one is way better than the other school. Because Aramis has the anxiety, has a problem, how to speak with people. And so far, this will help him to speak better with him. And we take love and everything. It happens so much. That's why I want you to check and the Arts Academy College School, please. And that's it. Thank you.
Amy Hertzeg.
Good evening. My name is Amy Hertzeg. I am a resident in Allentown and a parent of a student in the Allentown School District. And I wanted to speak about the mask mandate that still exists in the district, and there's no discussion of it changing, even though I watch what's going on in the Valley and all the districts around us. And they are just about all going mask optional right now. They're following the statistics and the cases and what's happening, and they're changing their plan accordingly. I know that the health and safety plan in this district was just updated to the end of the year to include a mask mandate till the end of the year. I know changes can be made, and I want to ask and implore the district to look at making changes so we can feel like we're progressing, getting back to normalcy. When I look at the COVID dashboard, which I do follow because I love that the information is out there to see, I know that the highest number of cases in a school in the past 10 days is 2. Many are at 1, and I think most are at 0. I do get a call all the time when there is a positive case in my school in the last 10 days. And, you know, parents have the option to put their children in masks. Kids have the option to wear N95 mask if they choose, which they're saying now helps to reduce the spread of COVID. The vaccine is readily available. The district makes it available at clinics all the time, as well as you can get it in the community anywhere. You can go virtual if you are afraid of being at risk, but I would like the district not to be complacent and just letting this go on till the end of the year and actually look at changing things like every other district does. I do think wearing the mask all the time, it is hard to recognize people's faces after a while. Maybe it's my eyesight personally, but sometimes until I'm close to a person, I can't even tell, like, you know, who some people are sometimes. Lehigh County right now has more people, I think, than Northampton, but less daily cases than Northampton County has. So I just implore the district and the powers that be that make these decisions to look at these things and, you know, make choices sooner than later. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. Is there any old business to come before?
I just wanted to say in regards to just the students speaking, I'm not making any promises either way, but you're being heard. And it takes a lot of courage to come up here and speak. I know that. And I just wanted you to know that.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Is there any old business to come before the board? Any new business to come before the board? Have a motion to adjourn? Ms. Conover, is there a second? Ms. Harris, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming.